Hello everyone. In last lecture, we have seen the basic and historical concept of geomorphology. Now we discuss about the basic concept of geomorphology. What is mean by geomorphology? Geomorphology is a Greek word. Geo is a Greek root. Geo morphology means morpho, and logos means scientific study. Earth form study. Earth form study. Greek word. Totally Greek word. Geo means earth. Morpho means forms, and logic means study. Earth form study. Form of earth of study is called as geomorphology. Therefore, geomorphology is literally the study of earth forms. Study of earth forms. Geomorphologists are primarily concerned with the study of earth superficial features, including their origin, evolution, and impact on the human activity. And basic or fundamental concept of geomorphology are as follows. Number one, there are total 11 basic concept in geomorphology. There are total 11 geomorphological concepts. Today we are discuss one by one. Okay, totally one by one. Okay, the basic concept in geomorphology. The first one is the same physical process and laws that operate today operated throughout the geological time, all not necessarily with the same intensity or now. Means the same physical process in past and laws operate today operated throughout the geological time. Throughout the geological times, geological time scale the very vast. Geological time scale is very vast, from 4,500 million years to as on date. The total age of Earth is 4,500 million years, means near about 4.5 billion years. The first era is called as Precambrian era. We start from 4,500 years to the 550 million years. That is the Precambrian era. And then Phanerozoic era. Phanerozoic era divided into three periods: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. Paleozoic means primary rock, Mesozoic means secondary rock, and tertiary rock means Cenozoic period, which is to the recent age. The first basic concept in geomorphology, the same physical process and that law operates today operated throughout the geological time, although not necessarily with the same intensity as on today. Okay, this is the important principle of geology, is known as the principle of uniformitarianism. It was first designed by the James Hutton in 1785. According to the James Hutton, the present it is a key of past. Present it is a key of past. According to the James Hutton, geological process operated throughout the geological time with the same intensity as now. We know that it is not true. It is not totally true. Means those past geological time processes intensity is not necessarily to same intensity as on today. Okay, for example, glaciers were much more significant during the Pleistocene period. Pleistocene period, geological time scale. Geological time scale has been divided into two major era: Precambrian era and Phanerozoic era. The Precambrian era started from 4,500 million years. This Precambrian era divided into two periods: Archean and Proterozoic. Archean start from 4,000 million years to 2,500 million years, and then Proterozoic start from 2,500 million years up to the 550 million years. Then major break between the geological time scale, that is the major unconformity between the Precambrian and Cambrian. Cambrian start from at 550 million years. Belongs to the Phanerozoic era. Phanerozoic era divided into three geological period: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. Paleozoic start from 550 and end at 300 million years. Then start Mesozoic and end at 65 million years, and start the Cenozoic era, that is the Paleocene, Eocene, Miocene, Oligocene, and Pleistocene. Pleistocene is a recent geological period, and during this period geological time than now. Okay, world climates have not been always distributed as they are now are. Okay, thus regions that are now humid have been desert, and areas now desert have been humid. That time those areas belongs to the desert, now they become humid, and that time those area belongs to the humid, now is desert. For example, Himalaya is that time ocean. In Himalaya presence of ocean, now that is the mountain. Okay, this type of there are numerous examples which shows that intensity of various geological process have varied throughout the total geological time period. Okay, another basic concept in geomorphology, geological structure is dominant control factor. Any geological structure is dominant control factor in the evolution of landform, and it is reflected in them. The major controlling landform factor in landform development is structure and its process. Here the term structure includes not only the fold, faults and joints, but all those ways in which earth materials out of which landforms are carved differ from one place to another place. Their physical and chemical attribute also changes in the physical morphology as well as in the chemistry. It includes such as rock attitudes, presence and absence of joints, bedding plane, fault, fold, rock massiveness, hardness of the mineral. You know hardness of the mineral from 1 to 10. Most scale of hardness: talc, gypsum, calcite, fluorite, apatite, orthoclase, quartz, corundum, topaz and diamond. 1 to 10 scale. Most scale of hardness. The susceptibility of the mineral constituent to the chemical alteration. Also day by day changes the chemistry in the rock. Permeability means the ability of transfer fluid from one place to another place. It is based on the porosity of the rock, impermeability of the rock, and various other ways by which the rocks of the earth crust are differ from one place to another place. The term structure also stratigraphic implication: unconformity, disconformity, angular unconformity, bed outcrops, etc. These are the different. In general, the structures are much older than the geomorphic landforms developed upon them. Such major structural features as fold and joints may go back for distance period of the dystrophism. Okay, these are the second geomorphological concept. Third geomorphological concept is to large degree the earth processes relief because the geomorphic process operate at different rates. Geomorphological process are operate at different rates because of sometimes rainfall, heavy rainfall, sometimes less rainfall. Therefore the geomorphological development, it will be changed. Velocity of wind is also changed, ocean current is also changed. Therefore it is large degree of earth surface process relief because the geomorphological process operate at different rates. The rock of the earth crust vary in their lithology, whether it sometimes igneous rocks, whether it is sometimes sediment rock, and somewhere metamorphic rock, varying degree of resistance to the gradual processes, and also the degree of erosion and weathering is also different for different rocks depending upon the resistance to weathering. Differences in the rock composition, also mineralogical composition, chemical composition, very differ from place to place. Not only regional geomorphological variability, but in the local topography as well, also not same intensity. Okay, the local intensity of particular process may be changed notably in response in differences such as factor temperature, moisture, altitude, exposure, and uh, topographic configuration also, and the amount of type and vegetable cover. Vegetable cover is also important factor to the development of geomorphological landform. Okay, the microclimatic condition may be vary, temperature and pressure also. These are the third basic concept in geomorphology. Fourth one is geomorphological process leave their distinctive imprint upon landform. Particular imprint means particular printed material are leave their distinctive imprint upon the landform, and each geomorphological process develop of its own characteristics assemblage of landform, maybe marine landform, fluvial landform, glacial landform, or aeolian landform. Okay, the term process applies to many physical and chemical ways by which the earth surface undergoes modification. Day by day earth surface will be undergoes modification. In general, endogenetic processes originating from forces within the earth crust such as dystrophism and volcanism. Volcanic activity, some of the areas prone to the volcanic activity tends to build up and restore areas which have been worn down by the exogenic process. Exogenic means resulting from external forces, and internal forces means endogenic processes. A proper appreciation of the significance process in landforms evolution not only gives a better picture of how individual landforms develop, but also emphasized the genetic relationship between landform assemblages. Landforms are not haphazardly develop with respect to one another, but certain forms may be expected associated with each other. Thus, the concept of certain type of terrain become a basic in thinking a geomorphologist. Most landcams are the product of group of processes. The complex of geomorphologic process agent which operates under a particular set of climatic condition has been termed morphogenic system. Morphogenic system means one landform, one geomorphological process, an agent which operates under a particular set of climate. Suppose in Rajasthan, all the evolene process landforms are found. In river system, Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, Tapi, these are the different peninsula rivers. Peninsula rivers means southern part of India is very similar geology, or very similar, not geology, similar geomorphology due to the erosion of river channels. And sometimes in the glacial region, all the northern Himalaya are similar geomorphological landforms will be seen. These are the particular set of climatic condition has been termed as morphogenetic system. Then another fifth basic concept in geomorphology, as the different erosional agents act upon the earth surface, there is produced an orderly sequence of landform. Means as the different erosional agent, whether it is temperature, wind, glacial, river and marine water, act upon the earth surface, there is produced an orderly sequence of the landform. The landform possesses distinctive characteristics depending upon the stage of their development, whether it is young stage, mature stage or old stage. Young stage means recently erosion and weathering has been started. Mature stage means partially weathered and partially developed, and mature means totally developed landforms. This idea was most traced by the Davis, and out of this idea grew the correct concept of geomorphological cycle. It is concomitant stages of youth stage, mature stage and old stage age, culminating in topographic surface of low relief called as peneplain. Use of the term geomorphological cycle will carry with the implication of orderly and sequentially development, but there will be no implication that designation of the topography to certain area, whether it is youthful, whether it is mature or whether it is old stage, means that the topography of another region in the same stage of development has fully comparable characteristics. Under the varying condition of geology, structure and climate, landforms characteristics may vary greatly. Even through the geomorphological processes may have been acting for the comparable period of times. They depends upon the geology, presence of structure and climate. Geology means presence of rock, hard rock presence or soft rock presence based on igneous rock, sediment rock or metamorphic rock. Structures means presence of fold, presence of fault, presence of drainage pattern, and climate means the temperature and wind velocity, as well as heavy rainfall or low rainfall and humid condition or dry condition. These are acting for comparable period of times. Partial cycle are more likely to occur than the completed ones, for much of the earth crust is resistive and subject to intermittent and differential upliftment. These are the fifth basic concept in geomorphology. Sixth concept, that is the complexity of geomorphological evolution is more common than the simplicity. Complexity is more common than the simplicity, means one region there are different complicated landforms are found. Complexity of geomorphological evolution is more common in the simplicity. Usually most of the topographical details have been produced during the current cycle of erosion, but there may exist within the area remnant of features produced during the prior cycle. Means commonly we are able to recognize the dominance of the one cycle. For example, Herberg scientist in 1952 divided the landscape into the 5 major categories: simple landform, compound landform, monocyclic, multicyclic, and exhumed. Simple landscape means, what is meant by simple landscape? The simple landscapes are those which are product of single dominant geomorphological process. Means only one geomorphological process is responsible for the development of landform. Suppose river channel, only waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. That is the only one geomorphological process. Somewhere only found potholes, similar geomorphological process. But compound landscapes are those in which more than one geomorphological process, greater than two geomorphological processes are found in the past, may be called as compound landscape. Means mixing of landforms have played a major role in the development of existing topography. The existing topography will be multi-changes. Monocyclic landscapes are those that bear the imprint of only one cycle of erosion. Multicyclic means multicyclic landscapes have been produced during more than one cycle of erosion. Much of the earth topography bears the imprints of more than one period of erosion. Then exhumed or resurrected landscape are those which were formed during the same past period of geological time, then buried beneath cover mass of igneous or sedimentary rock origin, then still later exposed through the removal of cover. Topographic features now being exhumed may be date back as far as the Precambrian, or they may be as recent as Pleistocene. Means whole rock basement. Exhumed means exhumed landscape means the whole geological history is seen from past to as on recent date, called as exhumed landscape. Okay, these are the 6 number basic concept in geomorphology. Another concept of geomorphology, that is little of the earth topography. Little of the earth topography is older than tertiary, and most of it is not older than the Pleistocene. Little of the earth topography is older than tertiary. Very little of the earth topography is older than tertiary. Older than tertiary means maybe Mesozoic period, Cretaceous up to Cretaceous, and most of no older than Pleistocene. And very little earth topography. Suppose our earth topography is very little earth topography is older than tertiary. You know, geological time scale, Precambrian and Phanerozoic. Precambrian means 4,500 to 4,500 to 550 million years. Then Phanerozoic again divided into 3: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. Paleozoic means primary, Mesozoic means secondary, and Cenozoic means tertiary. From 65 million years to recent dates. Means little of the earth topography is older than tertiary. Very little portion of the earth surface is older than tertiary, means older than 65 million years ago, but most of it no older than the Pleistocenes. Means as on we see, as on the particular earth structure is most of it no older than Pleistocene. Pleistocene means only 1 million year ago. Total age of earth is 4,500 million years. Only very little portion of the earth is older than 1 million year ago, as on today we have seen by naked eyes on the earth surface. 99% of the earth structures are present as Pleistocene period on the earth surfaces. Most of the portion of the older or below the earth surface in the crust, not on the earth surfaces. Okay, most of the details of our present topography which can be seen by naked eyes, either it is in hilly area, either it is on the soil area, either it is on the river channel, either it is on the bank of river channel or bank of the oceans, do not date back of the Pleistocene, and certainly little of it existed as surface topography back of the tertiary. The Himalaya example, the Himalaya were probably first folded in the Cretaceous. And later in the Eocene and Miocene, but their present elevation was not attained until the Pleistocene, and most of the topographical details in Pleistocene or later in age. The Himalaya mountain are formed from Cretaceous age. The age of Cretaceous rock is 65 million years. Means the Himalaya are development of Himalaya started at Cretaceous period and later in Eocene and Miocene, but in the present elevation was not attained until the Pleistocene. As on today, suppose you are going to the geological fieldwork, you seen only the Pleistocene age rock on the Earth's surface. Somewhere Cretaceous rock also found, but they are found below the subsurface. It is required to the drill hole sample if it is not possible to seeing by naked eyes in the field work. Eighth basic concept in geomorphology, that is the proper interpretation present day landscape is impossible without full appreciation of the manifold influences of the geological and climatic changes during the Pleistocene period. Proper interpretation of present day landscape is impossible without full appreciation of the manifold influences of geological and climatic changes during the Pleistocene period. The Pleistocene have had far-reaching effects upon the present-day topography because of glaciation directly affect the many million square miles. The glaciation is near about in perhaps as much near about 1 crore square mile. 1 crore square mile means near about 1.6 square kilometer. 1.6 square kilometer, 1.6 crore, 1.6 crore kilometer area are perhaps directly affected by the glaciation, but its effects extended for beyond areas actually glaciated. On glaciation, actual glaciation 1.6 crore kilometer, but also extend far away beyond the areas actually glaciated. The glacial outwash and wind-blown materials of glacial origin extended into the areas not glaciated, with some of the non-glaciated area is also impacted by the glaciation landform, and climatic effect were probably worldwide in the extent. In the middle latitude regions, the climatic effects were profound. There is indestructible areas evidences that many regions that are today arid or semi-arid or had humid climates during the glacial ages, although glaciation was probably the most significant event of the Pleistocene. We should not lose sight that fact. In many areas, the dystrophism which started during the Pleistocene and continued into the Pleistocene even into the recent, means near from the 10,000 years ago also, in Holocene also. Around the Pacific Ocean, Pleistocene dystrophism has played a most significant role in shaping a present day landscape. Okay. Another geomorphological concept is an appreciation of world climate. It is necessary to proper understanding of varying importance of the different geomorphological process. The today's climate, it is very necessary to proper understanding the varying importance the different geomorphological processes. The climatic variations may affect the operation of geomorphological processes either indirectly or directly. Okay. The direct influences are largely related to the how climate affects the amount, kind and distribution of the vegetable cover. Okay. The direct control are such as the amount and kind of precipitation and intensity, and relationship between the precipitation and evaporation, daily range of temperature, whether how frequently the temperature falls below. There are how your other climatic factors will also affect less obvious, such as how long ground is frozen or frozen, exceptionally heavy rainfalls and their frequencies, season of maximum rainfall, frequency of the freezing point, thaw days, differences in the climatic conditions on the windward and leeward side of the directions, topographic features, transfers to the moisture bearing winds, and the rapid changes in the climatic condition with increase in altitude. These are the, and last one, 10th basic geomorphological concept. Geomorphology concern primarily with the present day landscape. Attains its maximum usefulness by historical extension. attains its maximum usefulness by historical extensions. Geomorphology concerns itself primarily with origin of the present landscape which is present on the earth surface as on today landscape, but in most landscapes there are present form that date back to previous geological epochs or periods. Geomorphological history of the region. The paleogeomorphological covers the identification of ancient erosion surfaces and study of ancient topographies. These are the important parameters to the this concern with this point. A geomorphologist is thus therefore forced to adopt an historical approach if he is to interpretation properly the geomorphological history of region. Geomorphologist therefore the geomorphologist is forced to adopt historical approach if he is to interpretation of properly the geomorphological history of the region. These are the 10 different geomorphological concepts which is applied for the detailed study of geomorphology. Okay. If you have any doubt on this topic, please reply on WhatsApp group as well as on email also. I think my email ID is with you. Any doubt for regarding basic concept in geomorphology or any geomorphology related question will be posted on our WhatsApp group. Okay. In next lecture we will detailed study about the fundamental concept of geomorphology. Okay, thank you.